Hello friends, welcome to my channel Language and Life Skills, Matthew and Today, let us see how Patriarch Abraham and his nephew Lot settled their property dispute. Abraham is the father of faith. He is a patriarch for Christians, Jews and Muslims. For Muslims, Abraham is the father of Ishmael, his firstborn from the slave girl Hagar. And Ishmael is the ancestor for Muslims. For the Jews and Christians, Abraham is the father of Isaac, the legal heir, the legal son. And Abraham is the father of all believers. Abraham is a great icon of faith. He is the father of many nations, the father of faith, because of his total trust in God and abandonment to his own plans. He was asked by God to leave his own place, his own people and land, and go to a new land, promised land. And he went to this promised land of Canaan and settled there. And God put him to many tests, including asking him to sacrifice his only son Isaac. And Abraham was ready for that. Now Abraham settled in a new place, new land, and together with him there was his nephew Lot. And they prospered there. Both of them had many servants, many flocks of cattle, of sheep, goats, donkeys, and many others. And because of their extensive property and lands, there often arose disputes between the servants of Abraham and of Lot. And Abraham was unhappy in this situation. He took the initiative of solving these problems. See, one day he called his nephew Lot and he said, "It is not good for us, blood relatives, to have disputes of this kind. So, we will divide our property. You take the portion of the land that you like. If you go east, I will go to the west. If you go south, I will go to the north." And Lot looked around and he cast his eyes on the prosperous valley of the Jordan, very fertile land, and he chose the land in the fertile valley. Abraham did not choose anything. He accepted the land that God showed him, extensive land. And in time, Abraham prospered more and Lot prospered less. Here we find Abraham giving greater importance to blood ties than to wealth and property. Lot went and settled the fertile plains near the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. Now here is a fact of life, that where there is a lot of material prosperity, there is spiritual aridity. Sodom and Gomorrah were prosperous cities, but the people there were corrupt, immoral. They gave in to unlawful pleasures. They are not satisfied with normal family life, normal sexual relationships. They wanted to have unnatural sexual relationships, men with men. And Lot was living in the midst of these people. And because of their sins, Lot also faced problem with them. When Lot had guests, the people of the town came demanding that these guests be handed over to them for their sexual orgies. These people became so corrupt, so immoral, that God decided to punish those two cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. And he warned Lot about that, told him to leave the place. And God sent fire and brimstone on the cities and destroyed them. You also know that Lot's wife was curious, was turned into a pillar of salt when she looked back on those cities. Now, as it happened with Abraham and Lot, in our society also, there are a lot of property disputes. Where there is materialism and greed, there will be disputes at all levels of social life. Between nations and countries, there are territorial disputes, and as a result, there will be wars. And wars give way to poverty, they give rise to refugees and great misery for the poor people. There are property disputes, land disputes between institutions and organizations, between religion and religion, between church denominations, sometimes between religious congregations and dioceses. And of course, at family level, there are often property disputes, money disputes and problems between siblings. And these cause broken relationships, ill feelings, sometimes they lead to violence and murder. In this kind of situation, Abraham is a great model for us. He was unselfish, he was generous. He gave Lot the freedom to choose what he wanted. He was a cheerful giver, as St. Paul says. God loves a cheerful giver and God blesses them. It was Abraham who prospered, not Lot. Family property and money are often the bone of contention among siblings. There arise disputes and quarrels. They go to court. There is a property grabbing, sometimes physical violence, burning down of houses, even murder. Brothers quarrel among themselves or with sisters. Some days it is father against the son, and maybe the son kills the father, and on some occasions the father kills the son in property disputes. Or they hire gangs to do the fighting for them. Dear friends, as Abraham did with Lot, it is far wiser, far more advisable to give priority to love rather than to property. If you look around, you will find examples of this in families where some particular members are greedy and grab more property than others. I remember the case of one family where the youngest brother was greedy and he was unfair in sharing the property with the eldest one who had a larger family. He gave him the less fertile, less attractive piece of property, and he grabbed for himself the greater part. What happened in the next generation? The children of the eldest brother, what a large family, they prospered, whereas the sons of the youngest brother, they took too many vices and some of them died early. So material advantage often becomes a spiritual liability. Just remember, St. Paul says, love of money is the root of all evils. So friends, hope you liked this presentation. If you did, please subscribe. Bye.